How long has it been since you last said a real no? Not the polite deflection, not the kind followed by a hasty maybe next time, but a heartfelt acknowledgement. This doesn't suit me. I don't want to. Some people will laugh and call you too sensitive. Others will say you're too worried about others' feelings. But only you know you're not without emotions. You just wrap them up tightly. You'll nod in agreements, stay silent in arguments, and when everyone else is lost in laughter, quietly swallow the words you meant to say, but didn't. You're not unaware of what feels wrong. You've just grown accustomed to putting your own voice last. You say, it's nothing. You say, I really don't mind. You say, as long as they're happy. But every word that leaves your mouth feels like a reminder to yourself. Don't disappoint anyone. Don't cause trouble. Over time, you can barely remember the last time you chose yourself without considering others' feelings. And all of this looks so peaceful. No arguments, no hostility, no obvious pain. Yet there's a vague exhaustion in your heart, like standing long-term in a high-pressure corner, smiling effortfully while staying constantly vigilant. You start to wonder if relationships only hold together through your sacrifice, if pleasing others is the only way to avoid being forgotten, if lowering your voice is the only way anyone will listen. These thoughts never shout, but they never stop. You're always the first to reply to messages, even if you're in the shower, typing with wet hands, it's fine, I'll handle it. You're always the first to apologize, even when you know deep you didn't do anything wrong. In group chats, you word things carefully, never say anything harsh, never send long texts, always thoughtfully playing the role of the one who smoothed things over. You're not without fatigue. You just habitually prioritize will others think I'm a burden. You'll smile in a crowd, even if your heart has sunk to the bottom. You'll volunteer to help, even when it's not your responsibility at all. You'll say, sure, no problem, then pull an all-nighter. You hate conflict, but you're also tired of always sacrificing your feelings to maintain relationships. You work hard to uphold the image of being considerate, empathetic, and non-confrontational, like performing a role you dare not exit. Even though you know this role never truly belonged to the real you. Before posting a photo on social media, you'll deliberate over and over, worried about how others will see it. Even for something as simple as breakfast, you add a filter, craft a caption, ensure no misunderstandings. Sometimes you wonder, am I too concerned with others? But the next second, you smile and convince yourself, I'm just trying to make everyone feel comfortable. You're too kind, but this kindness sometimes makes you feel guilty because you know it's not purely about helping others. You're working hard to hold on to their affection. You want others to see you as reliable. You want them to call you gentle and considerate. You especially want when they need to vent or need help. The first person they think of is you. But do they really care about you? Or do they only care about the convenience and understanding you provide? You don't dare think too deeply, so you keep smiling, keep agreeing, keep yielding, keep saying, I really don't mind. But you know in your heart, you're not indifferent. You're just too afraid that saying, I don't want to, will be met with a cold face or a comment like you've changed. You haven't changed, you just desperately want to be accepted. It's not that you don't know how to refuse. You're all too aware of what refusal might mean. It means being misunderstood. It means being distanced. It means a relationship might break. It means you're no longer that easygoing person. It's not that you can't express yourself. You're too used to predicting consequences before speaking. It's not that you dare not get angry. You've long learned anger doesn't improve things. It only makes you more alone. This isn't innate. It's a coping strategy you learned growing up. In psychology, there's a term, fawning. It means when facing stress or danger, Instead of fight, flight, or freeze, you use people-pleasing to secure safety. You mask fear with gentleness. You prevent harm with compliance. You tell yourself, as long as I'm good enough, I won't be abandoned. Many think people-pleasing is weakness, but actually, it's an extremely clever defense mechanism, a survival skill you developed at a critical moment to protect yourself. This system is highly efficient. It helps you avoid conflict, maintain relationships, make you appear emotionally stable and mature. You can quickly sense shifts in others' emotions. You can precisely adjust your tone and attitude. You're like a radar system honed in interpersonal interactions, hypersensitive to others, yet extremely numb to yourself. You've wanted to change, but the moment you express slight dissatisfaction or set a boundary, a voice in your head chimes in. Are you being too selfish? Did you make someone uncomfortable? Did you ruin everything? So you retreat back to the position where others are satisfied and you're exhausted, continuing to play the role of someone needed but not understood. You even start treating this pattern as part of your own value. You think, I'm liked because I'm not troublesome. I'm worth existing because I can ease others' emotions. Over time, you no longer see expression as a right, but as a risk that could lead to consequences. You even start feeling being needed matters more than being understood. But is that really true? Perhaps what you've been desperately guarding isn't the relationship itself, but not experiencing abandonment again. You're not pleasing others. You're trying to survive in the way you understand, with the logic that others' comfort equals your safety. Turning yourself into a person who cannot be disliked. But is that really safe? Or does it just hurt less on the surface? Maybe it was something very small, so small you're later unsure if it even happened. Perhaps the time you failed a test, gathered courage to hand the paper to your father. He didn't look at you, just said, I'm disappointed. You stood there, said nothing, and from that moment decided, I'll be better behaved from now on. Or maybe at the dinner table, you voiced a different opinion. Your mother suddenly went silent, the atmosphere froze. You felt the air turn cold. That night, she didn't speak to you again. You learned, don't say too much. It makes people angry. Or perhaps vaguer feelings, always sensing your extra attach. To get attention, you had to be good enough, mature enough. Cry too long and you're called fragile. Too quiet and you're unsociable. So you adjusted yourself to just the right level. Not annoying, yet visible. You started doing this in intimate relationships too. You learned early to read the room, decide your reactions based on others' moods. You'd comfort, listen, make yourself temper-free because you're too afraid that expressing needs would label you emotional. Many say you're sensible, mature, not clingy, not dramatic, not tiring. You smile and nod, but only you know that wasn't your choice. It was lessons summed up from being ignored, punished, or invalidated time and again. You didn't start people-pleasing on a specific day. Long ago, you slowly learned as long as others are happy, I'm safe. As long as I don't cause trouble, I can stay. This isn't a fairy tale. It's how you survived. You weren't taught to be this way. You pieced together this existence strategy from being sidelined, misunderstood, negated over and over. That's not weakness. It's you building a safe zone for yourself in a world without support. And no one has ever truly thanked you for it. Gradually, you no longer treat pleasing others as a choice. It became your life's default setting, as automatic as breathing, as unconscious as blinking. You started believing certain things, not because they're true, but because they make survival a bit safer. You believe, as long as I don't create problems, I won't be abandoned. As long as I take care of everyone, they won't get mad at me. As long as I don't show emotions, I'm a mature adult. As long as I smile, others won't ask too much. No one taught you these beliefs. They formed a shell in your repeated grievances, protecting you from being hurt again. So you become more and more tolerant, more patient, more able to smile and say, I really don't mind. But do you really not mind? You start losing touch with your own needs. Even you aren't sure what you like or dislike anymore. You're just too skilled at becoming the you in their eyes, growing stranger to the you in your own eyes. You'll lie awake at night, not because of unfinished tasks, but because you're so tired. A tiredness you can't voice because you didn't do anything. You start losing enthusiasm for life. Relationships feel like performances. Intimacy feels like chores. Even solitude isn't relaxing, it's anxious. You hear others praise, you're really too good. You're the gentlest person I've met. You smile and nod, but silently think, if I stop being this way one day, will they still like me? You start fearing change, not because of change itself, but because without people pleasing, you'd be nothing. You tried hard to become useful to everyone, yet left no one who truly understands you. This cost doesn't explode one day. It's like chronic blood loss, draining your sense of authenticity bit by bit. You're still smiling, still agreeing, still cooperating, but you just don't dare stop. Not because you don't want love, but because you're afraid without people pleasing. You wouldn't know any other reason to keep people around. Perhaps you've started noticing you're not pursuing relational harmony. You're escaping the feeling of abandonment. You don't need everyone to like you. You're just too scared of that misunderstood with no way to explain loneliness. You're not naturally gentle and considerate. You learn too early. If you're not likable, no one stays. But now, can you take a small breath? You're no longer that powerless child. You can slowly learn to trust some people will stay, even if you're imperfect, uncooperative, unlikable. You're not weak. You're resisting an unkind world in the gentlest way possible. You're not cowardly. You're preserving the last thread of relationships, even if it means sacrificing a bit of yourself. But you've sacrificed for too long enough to nearly forget your feelings, preferences, boundaries are important too. You don't only deserve love when you're useful. You don't only deserve belonging when you're compliant. You deserve understanding, not because you perform well, but because you inherently do. You're not emotionally stable. You're just too good at enduring. You're not easygoing. You're just afraid of being disliked. You've never truly been indifferent. It's just no one understood your subtle, I can't do this anymore. But now you can practice. Practice saying no without rushing to add sorry. Practice expressing truth, not imagined reasonableness. Practice standing on your own side, even if others don't understand right away. You'll discover those who truly care never minded if you were obedient. They just want to know, are you okay now? Are you taking good care of yourself too? You can finally allow yourself to stop striving to be the most suitable version and slowly return to your original self, the you who was enough without pleasing. You don't need to change overnight. Healing isn't overhaul. It's gently approaching bit by bit. Approach the you who always yields. Approach the you who matured too soon. Approach the you who tried to be flawless because you wanted love so badly. You can take it slow. No one's rushing you. No one can walk this path for you. You can start with a small no, without explaining much, without making it sound reasonable. Just loyal to your feeling in that moment. You can practice asking yourself, before agreeing, do I really want this? You can try allowing a bit of emotion, even just frowning, even pausing for a second. Anything closer to you than constant smiling. You can allow misunderstandings, allow some to dislike you, allow a relationship to change or even end because of authenticity. This isn't failure. It's evidence you're starting to live for yourself. You can also start seeking those with whom you don't need to please or explain to simply exist in peace. They may be few, but as you slowly drop the mask, they'll see your true self. You'll see yourself too, the you who was overlooked, misunderstood, forced to be sensible. Always there, always waiting for you to return. Please remember, you're not someone who needs to prove worth. You have inherent value. You're not someone who needs to earn love. You inherently deserve it. One day, when you say no, you'll feel an unexpected calm. That's not you rejecting others. That's you telling yourself, I hear you.